The massive eShop sale just keeps on giving, and now even more games have been added. Now this week's list, it's packed with huge discounts, with most of the games under $10 or your regional equivalents across the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. Plus stick around for the winners of our eShop gift card giveaways later in this one, and drop a comment down below for your chance to win one or two $10 eShop gift cards in next Saturday's video. Let's jump in. Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is up first with a massive 90% off and matching the low price, and this is a 2D platformer where you'll be joining Yooka and Laylee on a quest to take down the villainous Capital B. The game is packed with gorgeous 2.5D levels and a unique overworld that's full of puzzles and objectives, and what these do is they unlock new stages. One of the best features here though, while each level can be played in an alternate state, it adds a twist with new layouts and challenges. Plus, the final level, the title, Impossible Lair, it's no joke. You can attempt it at any time, but it's almost unbeatable without first rescuing the royal bee guards. They are going to be caught up throughout the game. Personally though, look, I think it's a fantastic game on the Switch, great port, and then combining a 3D overworld with classic 2D action, it just works really well. Plus, I'm looking forward to the next Yooka-Laylee game on the upcoming Switch successor. I actually recently got hands on it in London with the PC build, and it is looking amazing. You can find my full review below. Next up is Trinity Trigger, now 60% off, matching its all-time low. This one channels the feel of classic 90s RPGs, but with a modern twist. It's blending kind of fast-paced customizable combat into what is a very nostalgic package. Now you play as Scion, a young warrior tasked by the gods to defy his destined clash with the warriors of Order, and he is not alone. Alongside his companions, we've got Elise and Santis. Scion is then also joined by Triggers, creatures that can transform into 8 different weapon types, each with a specific enemy weakness that you'll need to exploit. Now you can swap between characters for solo combat or dive into local co-op for some multiplayer action. Expect though to be navigating dungeons filled with environmental puzzles and hidden paths. I actually personally found the game pretty straightforward mechanically, and the story definitely not groundbreaking, but the transforming creatures and the cast ultimately pulled me in. Full review in the pinned comments. Pronty is now at 70% off, marking a new low price. This underwater Metroidvania takes you through Ryla, a once thriving city now overrun by mutated sea creatures tainted by toxic waste. Now you play as Pronty, a sea guardian, with Bront, a robotic javelin partner that's both weapon and shield. Together, you'll face sea monsters and uncover hidden truths about this city and about your origins. The gameplay stands out with its unique javelin-based combat system where Bront handles attacks and defense, allowing you to kind of strategically fend off foes. You can also upgrade Pronty's abilities through a memory board, letting you adapt to different challenges and bosses that lurk in these depths. And with full 360-degree movement, the exploration here feels incredibly unique for the genre. So yeah, look, if you're into Metroidvanias and fancy the underwater twist, Pronty definitely worth a look, and you can check out my full review below. If you are enjoying this video, do me a favor, subscribe. It helps out the channel big time. Plus, a huge amount of you watch weekly, but you're yet to click that shiny subscribe button. So yeah, maybe help me change that. New Super Lucky's Tale is up next with 75% off, matching its lowest ever price, and I can't recommend it enough. One of the best platformers on the system. Now here you join Lucky on a magical journey through the Book of Ages, exploring worlds and battling the sorcerer Jinx alongside his villainous kitty litter family to reclaim lost pages. And the game, it mixes things up with a mix of gameplay styles from 3D hub worlds and 2D side-scrolling challenges to story-driven levels, puzzles and boss battles. Expect though to find a ton of collectibles, secrets and even costumes to personalize Lucky if that is your thing. It's just a gem overall for platformer fans, and I'm crossing my fingers for a sequel on that next-gen console because it's definitely well loved for a reason. I think it is also more than deserved. Killer Frequency is next with a new low price at 66% off, and I highly recommend it. It's a unique horror comedy experience that I enjoyed a lot. Check out my full review in the pinned comment. Set though in 1987 in Gallows Creek, you play as fallen from grace big city DJ Forrest Nash. You're stuck in a small town radio booth taking calls from terrified residents being hunted by a mysterious killer. Now this game brilliantly combines real-time decision making with puzzle solving, where every choice counts as you guide callers to safety. You'll interact though with quirky small town personalities, gather clues around the office, and make life or death decisions. Well, of course, the aim of the game really, you try to keep everyone alive. With a full retro 80s vibe then, including a detailed radio station location, cassette players, vinyl, a synthwave soundtrack as well. This one just nails the throwback slasher setting. Now honestly, I do want to put it out there quickly, it's not flawless, you can tell it's been designed with VR in mind, but the premise and the narrative just well worth the experience. Alright, so next up we're bundling together Fate EXTELLA, the Umbral Star, and Fate EXTELLA Link, two well-executed warrior-style games set in a massive Fate universe. Now if you are into lightning-fast battlefield action with loads of characters, grunts, just filling your vision, then these are going to be great picks. Each game is packed with combat though, iconic characters from across the series, and plenty of lore to dive into. Umbral Star delivers kind of epic battles with a perspective-based story, while EXTELLA Link expands the roster, adds new stages, and it also includes online 4-on-4 battles. Then, both are rocking 70% off, matching the low price, and generally I just think that's a great time to jump in. Now there is so much to explore in these titles, I've kept this feature simple. I'd say go check out some reviews before you do part with that cash. Up next is AVICII Invector Encore Edition with a new low price of 80% off. Now if you are a fan of AVICII's music, this is one rhythm game you shouldn't miss. It is built around his catalogue, and the Encore Edition brings 35 tracks including hits like Peace of Mind, Freak and SOS across 7 different worlds. It's this really unique sci-fi rhythm adventure basically. It lets you sync up with each beat in a journey through space, and yeah, you're basically piloting and moving a spaceship. Now there is a solo mode, that's what I mostly play, it's kind of a chilled experience, but there are competitive options too. Now I did review this game, loved it, check that out in the pinned comments. Also the visuals really impressed me as well. It's just a little bit different, which I appreciate because it could have been an easy cash-in on an icon. It is also worth noting as well, he was involved in development as well up until his unfortunate death. Definitely gone too young. Cat Quest 3 is on sale for the first time with 25% off, and if you're a fan of action RPGs with a twist, this one's going to be for you. Now here you'll be playing as a swashbuckling pirate cat in a 2.5D open world venturing across the pirate-themed Caribbean. With a refined combat system, tight combos and weapon swapping, the gameplay feels evolved from 1 and 2, and of course there is solo and local co-op play as well. For the first time however with this one, you're going to be sailing the seas in your own ship, diving into battles with hordes of pirates, and you'll be hunting then for the Northern Star treasure. This game, it just packs tons of charm, and it seems won't be a series ending anytime soon. Alright, so now we've got Infernax with 33% off, matching its all-time low price, and this one's just made for fans of old-school hardcore challenge. It is punishing in all of the best ways, putting you in the role of a knight, returning to a homeland cursed by dark magic. You're going to be making choices through this journey as well. Do you save or slay? Do you increase health or mana? These decisions change the game as you go, unlocking different side quests, powerful gear, but actually as well, multiple possible endings. Just expect here though brutal enemies, intense dungeons, and bosses that will test your skills. It is not for the faint-hearted. Also, if you're up for co-op, there is actually a free update that lets you tackle the campaign with a friend. Expect though overall a really kind of gritty adventure with plenty of secrets to uncover, and a gameplay style that stays true to the classics, meaning once again, do not come here if you get easily frustrated, because I promise you this game is just not for you. Alright, so Deadcraft now, and it's a strange genre blending surprise this one, with 75% off, a new low price, but it has it all. Isometric action, farming, including growing zombie weapons, and even a hint of tower defense as you build an undead army to support you in battle. Now you'll play as Reed, a half zombie trying to survive in a world overrun by the Undead. It's basically now up to you to decide how you'll kind of make it through the apocalypse, whether that's by gathering allies or taking down anyone in your way. Use your unique half-zombie powers to crush enemies, or grow your own zombie followers to fight alongside you. Alongside that, gather resources for all sorts of wild crafting options. Yeah, look, if you're into something offbeat and action-packed, Deadcraft nails the weirdness, and my fuller breakdown is linked in the pinned comments. Fashion Police Squad is on sale then at 45% off, matching the low price. This is a quirky twist on the classic FPS formula. You know, instead of the usual gunfire, you're going to be dispensing fashion justice. You're fighting crimes like saggy pants or socks with sandals, and you're going to be armed with tools to kind of solve this. Think the bout of justice or the tailor-made sewing machine. Each enemy basically requires a unique style fix, so choosing the right weapon, it's essential. So yeah, this one, just this unique mix of almost retro FPS action with hilarious fashion-focused mechanics, from swinging yourself around this world to facing off against the worst offenders in the fashion industry. You know, things like the stock names that kind of jump out of your gun and grab the sandals. So strange, really good fun though. And yeah, it's perfect for anyone who wants to laugh with that action. Find my review in the pinned comments. Vengeful Guardian Moonrider is back with 35% off, matching its lowest price yet. It's a must-play for fans of classic 16-bit action games. Now in this side-scrolling platformer, you take on the role of Moonrider, a ninja warrior originally designed as a super soldier who rebels against his creators, fighting through 8 intense stages packed with enemies and fierce combat to save humanity. The game brings that retro feel right back with tight, responsive controls and an incredible soundtrack to back it all up. I also love the modifier chips, kind of a modernization here, but they let you customize your abilities. On top of this then, the pixel art here, absolutely stunning. They just really nailed the aesthetic. You can check out my review pinned below, but also know this team, Joy Masher, they had another great game. It's on sale right now too. That game is Blazing Chrome. Maybe check that out too. Streets of Rage 4 brings the classic beat-em-up action back with style, and at 55% off, matching the low price, I think it is just a steal. This game takes everything that made the original series iconic, the pixelated characters, 90s beats, and that unmistakable gameplay. Then though, it dials it up with beautiful hand-drawn visuals, new mechanics, and an incredible soundtrack. You'll also get to brawl then as both the core characters like Axel, Blaze and Adam, alongside newcomers Floyd and Cherry, each with updated moves and abilities. Plus, if you want full kind of nostalgic glory, you can unlock and play as retro pixelated characters from those original games, complete with their classic sounds. Yeah, this one, it's a must play for beat 'em up fans. It's one of the best on the system, and I do think everyone should check it out, so check out my review next. AKIBA'S Trip Undead and Undressed, the director's cut, is back at 50% off, matching the low price, and I have to admit, this version finally won me over after the first release didn't impress, but there was just something here that clicked. Think Yakuza vibes almost, mixed with a quirky tongue-in-cheek sense of humour. And yeah, the concept, if you don't know, you're fighting vampire-like enemies that can only be defeated by stripping them down, though it's actually a lot more innocent than it may sound. This director's cut though adds in then a new true ending, plus all previously released DLC. So yeah, I had fun with this one, especially the combat. You can use everything from motherboards to baseball bats as weapons, and yeah, check out my review below. Our winners of the week then, that's the two $10 eShop gift cards. They're going to Indy and Dustin. Congrats on the win both. Drop me an email for the code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next Saturday's video. The Long Dark then is our penultimate game of the video, now at 50% off. We've seen it cheaper back in 2022, but this game is hands down the best survival experience on the Switch, even if the visuals took a hit on the system. Now, if you've caught my reviews or past survival lists, you will know how much I adore this one. It is topped both of my Switch survival lists. It's about to stay there again in my third upcoming update. In The Long Dark though, you're plunged into the brutal Canadian wilderness, battling nature itself with limited resources in a world where, I guess, bright lights split the sky, as they say in the blurb, and wolves lurk just beyond your cabin walls. Then also, for the first time ever, the DLC, Tales from the Far Territory, it's also on sale at 20% off. This expansion takes you deep into Great Bear's Far Range, a remote, rugged mountain stretch with hidden mines, mysterious airfields, and dark secrets waiting for brave explorers to discover. Basically, at a high level, this DLC, it's purely for survival mode. It's adding in new areas, gear, and animals, and there's still updates to come. Samurai Shodown then is our final game of the video, and it's discounted with a monster 85% off, a new low price. And I gotta say here, this is easily the best deal of the week. Fight fans, check it out. It's been a fan favourite since 1993,
and here it's returning with modernized visuals and gameplay that stays true to the series' history. It's actually quite challenging, this one as well, or at least that's what I found. What is unique here though is the game's AI. It learns your fighting patterns and creates ghost characters based on your style. These, you can then basically take them online so you can battle other players' ghosts from around the world. So yeah, look, if you're a fighting game fan, definitely one to grab, especially at this price. I mean, talk about a steal. It looks lovely on the system as well. And that is the video down. Will you be adding anything to the library this week? And let me know in the comments down below. With that then, a shout out to the patrons and the channel members who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for daily Switch content, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks everyone.